Okay, I'm waiting for the test.
Okay, sir. Okay, so I believe the text is made available. Mr. Razak, you can take the floor.
Okay, thank you. Here we go for the test. Did you ever play with a Rubik's Cube? A Rubik's Cube is a plastic puzzle. It has 6 sides. There are 9 squares on each side. Each side starts as one color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First, twist and turn the cube. The mix is, sorry, I'm restarting. Did you ever play with a Rubik's Cube? A Rubik's Cube is a plastic puzzle. It has 6 sides. There are 9 squares on each side. Each side starts as one color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First, twist and turn the cube. This mixes the colors. How do you solve the puzzle? Try to make each side one color again. It is very hard to do. Eno Rubik is from Budapest, Hungary. He invented the cube in 1974. Rubik used his cube to teach architecture. Then Rubik started selling the cube. He sold it to toy stores in Hungary. In 2 years, the stores sold 300,000 cubes. In 1980, Rubik's Cube came to USA. It became very popular. People bought 100 million Rubik's Cubes. By 1986, people thought his trend was over, but the cube became popular again in the late 1990s. It's still popular today. There are even speed cubing contests. Players race to see who can solve the puzzle the quickest. One player, Yusheng Du, is from China. In 2018, he solved the Rubik's Cube in 3 seconds 47. Wow, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Razak. That was a very beautiful one. So I believe, Mr. Doso, you are available to take the second reading. Hello, Mr. Doso, are you with us? Okay, if Mr. Doso is, Mr. Doso? Okay, so as Mr. Doso is not available, Mr. Suleiman, please, you can take your reading.
Okay, thank you. Discoveries Magazine, November 2020. Did you ever play with a Rubik's Cube? A Rubik's Cube is a plastic puzzle. It has 6 sides. There are 9 squares on each side. Each side starts as one color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First, twist and turn the cube. This mixes the colors. How do you solve the puzzle? Try to make each side one color again. It is very hard to do. Eno Rubik is from Budapest. Hungary, he invented the cube in 1974. Rubik used his cube to teach architecture. Then Rubik started selling the cube. He sold it to toy store in Hungary. In 2 years, the store sold 300,000 cubes. In 1980, Rubik's cube come to the USA. It became very popular. People bought 100 million Rubik's cubes. By 1986, people thought the trend was over, but the cube became popular again in the late 1990s. It is still popular today. There are even speed cubing contests. Players race to see who can solve the puzzle the quickest. One player, Yu Sheng-du, is from China. In 2018, he solved the Rubik's Cube in 3.47 seconds. Thanks. Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Suleiman, for taking the second reading. I believe you had some difficulties with some word pronunciations over there. So we'll take notes of that and then make it better.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Madam Geraldine, please, if you are with us, you can take the third reading, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Suleiman. Did you ever play with a Rubik's Cube? A Rubik's Cube is a plastic puzzle. It has 6 sides. There are 9 squares on each side. Each side starts as one color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First, twist and turn the cube. Sorry. This mixes the colors. How do you solve the puzzle? Hello. Hello, are you hearing
Yes.
me?
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Each side starts as one color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First, twist and turn the cube. This mixes the colors. How do you solve the puzzle? Try to make each side one color again. It is very hard to do. Eno Robiuk is from Budapest, Hungary. In 1974. Robiuk used his cube to teach architecture. Then Robiuk started selling the cube. He sold it to stores in Hungary. In 2 years, the stores sold 300,000 cubes. In 1980, Robiuk's cube came to the USA. It became very popular. People bought 100 million Robiuk's cube. By 1986, people thought the trend was over, but the cube became popular again in the late 1990s. It is still popular today. There are even speed cubing contests. Players race to see who can solve the puzzle the quickest. One player, Yu Sheng-du, is from China. In 2018, he solved the Rubik's Cube in 3.47 seconds. Thanks.
Thank you. 3.47 seconds was the time he took to solve that puzzle. Mr. Doso, I believe if you are with us now, you can take the final reading. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Doso, can you hear us? Okay, so Mr. Doso is not currently
Can
having
I?
his. Yes, please. You can.
Can I?
Yes, you can take the final reading, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Did you ever play with a Rubik's cups? A Rubik's cups is a plastic puzzle. It has 6 sides. There are 9 squares in each side. Each side starts as on color: red, green, yellow, orange, blue, or white. First twice and turn the cups. This misses the colors. How do you solve the puzzles? Try to make each side one color again. It is very hard to do. Erno Roberts is from Budapest, Hungary. He invited the cups in 1974. Roberts used the cups to teach architecture. Then Roberts started selling the cups. He sold it to toy stores in Hungary. In 2 years, the stores sold 300,000 cups. In 1980, Robert's cups came to the USA. It became very popular. People bought 100 million Robert's cups. By 1986, people bought the trend was fought. People thought the trend was over, but the cups become popular again in the late 1990s. It is still popular today. There are even spins curbing contests. Players race to see who can solve the quickest. One player you should do is from China. In 2018, he solved the Roberts case in 3.47 seconds.
3.47 seconds was what he used.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
3.47 seconds.
Yes, and pronunciation CUBES, you say cubes. Okay, cubes.
Okay, cube.
Cubes, so plural, and then the singular form you say cube.
Okay, cube.
Great. Thank you for taking the final reading. So as we all know the tradition, we'll be looking at some simple questions to discuss in our smaller groups. So we are going to take some time to write down the questions. Please, if you can't write it down, you can take a screenshot with your phone so that when we are in our smaller groups, the discussions will be able to flow very well. Number one is asking if you like playing games. Do you like playing games? And number two says, what do you take into account while choosing a game? So for example, what do you consider before taking or choosing a particular game? Okay, and three is saying, do you think it's important to play games? Do you think it's important to play games? If yes, why? If it's no, you also reply, you also give us an answer on why it's a no. Number four says, how can the kind of game a child play influence his personality? So the games children play, how do you think the games children play, okay, influence their personality? And the last one says, how can we help someone that is addicted to video games? Someone can spend 24 hours playing game without moving to eat or to do any other activity. How can we help this person with this type of addiction? So I believe we are finishing with the writing of the questions. The technical team will make a link available, and then you click on that link to move to the smaller groups. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Hope you've all seen the link. Just accept and you will join your group, please.
Okay. Mr. Hundote, good afternoon to you. Mr. Doso, once again, we meet. Good afternoon to you. And Mr. Verdi as well, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Samuel.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good, but my connection is not good at all.
I believe you can adjust yourself a bit and then you'll be able to have better connection. So, Mr. Hundote, I believe we meet again. It's been a while. I hope the family is good. So, you would start with the first question. Do you like playing games? Do you like playing games?
I can say I don't like playing games.
Why?
No, I don't know. It may be because my parents didn't buy the game for us in our house. I don't know, but the only one thing I like is music, playing music. But the game is not my. I don't have habit to play games.
Okay, Mr. Doso, do you like playing games? Do you like to play games? Hello, Mr. Doso?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. So, do you like to play games? Hello, Mr. Doso, are you with us? Hello? Okay, seems Mr. Doso is having a bit of internet challenges. Mr. Verdi, please, can you give us your view on playing of games? Do you like playing games? If yes, why? If no, why?
Do you get me, Mr. Samuel?
Yes, Mr. Doso, yes, I get you.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Doso, I get you. You can take the floor now.
Okay. Do you got my answers?
No, I didn't get your answers. Can you repeat again, please?
Okay. I like to play game, but
Hello, Mr. Russo. Okay. Mr. Verdi, please, you can take the floor on question number 1. Do you like to play games? Do you like playing games? Hello, Mr. Verdi. Okay, Mr. Yaya, you're welcome. Good afternoon. How are you today? Hello, Mr. Yaya. Okay, so Mr. Hundote, I think I'll come back to you, and
Okay,
then
sir.
we move forward with number 2. So what do you take into account while choosing a game? Probably when you were young, you played a couple of games. So what do you take into account while choosing a particular game to play?
Okay. I think what I can take into account while choosing a game can be the first one can be distraction. I don't know if you understand. If I'm very busy, busy to do something, and I want to take rest, I want to change activities, I can choose playing game at this time. Another thing is to develop my psychology and my ability to do some things. According to me, game help you to develop your psychology, mental
Side, so just psychology.
Okay, what is in your mind? A game helps you to develop it and to build a personality for you. I can see that those who are playing game are very capable to answer some questions in the society or to do something in the society more than those one who don't like playing game.
That was a very good one. Mr. Doso, please, are you okay with the connection now?
yes, I think.
Okay, great. So we are going to do 2. By playing games and the reasons, and then you tell me what you take into account, what you consider before choosing a game.
Okay, for me, I consider the game which another guy. I don't know if they means in English, but my first criteria is regarding the game which people are capable to play with another people. And the second one, what Mr. Undote said, the game which permit to develop the mind of the man, right? Like the cube and Monopoly, and Scrabble, and etc., etc. For me, the two principal criteria, what I take what are important for me during my chores.
Time to choose. Okay, so that was a very good one. Mr. Verdi, please, if you would ask, can you take the floor on question number 2? Hello, Mr. Verdi, are you with us? Okay, so Mr. Hundote, do you think it's important to play games?
Yes, I think it's very important to play games.
Why, sir? Why is it important?
Okay, if I take my example, I told you that I didn't play game before, but when I was at university, I saw that many of my friends are able to answer some question about general knowledge. And one day I asked one of them, how can you do to answer every question that the teacher asks us? And he told me that when he was a child, his parent bought him many games, and he play at home, and some games can concern many subjects, and you see that develop his mind, his personality, give him many notions, many knowledge.
His smartness.
Please.
Do you mean like when the person improves in his intelligence?
Intelligent, yes. And he can discover many things by playing game.
Hello, Mr. Hundote.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, so I didn't hear the last part. You can take the last part again.
I was saying that the game can help him to discover many things about many subjects, many aspects of the life.
Many aspects of life. All right. So, Mr. Doso, please, you can take the floor. What do you think is important to play games? What do you think are some of the importance of playing games? Mr. Doso, are you with us? Okay, Mr. Doso is not with us. Mr. Verdi, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I've been here for long, but it seems like I was in mute.
Okay.
That's why you couldn't hear me.
All right. Let's look at question 3 here. The question 3 is asking the importance of playing games. Do you think it's important playing games? If yes, why? If no, why?
I think it's important to play games. It's important. Why?
Normally, first of all, I think it also depends on games that you can play. We can play games that can bring us, that can make us develop ourselves, whether in health, whether to have energy, whether to there are some games that can make you be happy, and there are some that can not make you happy. That's why I think it's good or it's important to play games. Some, especially some specific games that can make you be happy.
Like
That's
any
what, yes.
of those games?
Like playing football with people. That can make you happy, and also I don't know, having new friends, having new connection, and having new friends. That can make you also grow. That can make you grow. Yeah. Yeah. So.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. So, Mr. Doso, please, are you that down, or are you still having problems with the connection today?
Yes, Mr. Samuel.
Okay, great. So let's move to the third question. You were giving your response to that before you had internet connection problem. So do you think it's important to play games, and why, depending on your yes or
I
your no?
think it's important. It's important to play games because what I said, I chose the game because it developed, it permits, and what Mr. Undote said, develop also knowledge about things. And it's important for the guy to have some hobby like entertainment, because it's not possible to be concentrate during a long day. It's why for me play games.
That's why playing games are important to you. So you say you're concentrated.
Yes.
Concentrated. Okay, Mr. Doso, how do you think a child playing game will get, the influence in his life? The kind of games children play, what kind of influence do you think it's has?
Scientists. Okay, scientists of the guy become between the first age, see from 1 to 5 or see right.
Mr. Doso, you are breaking.
So if the child, the nature.
Hello? Hey, I believe Mr. Doso is having.
Hello?
Yes. We can hear you now.
Do you get my point, Mr. Samuel?
You were breaking, so it wasn't too clear. You were breaking, so it wasn't too clear. So I want you to position yourself.
Okay,
well.
my position is that the scientists said the personality of the guy became between one for the child became between 1 year to years ago. So it's time to play the game. The nature of the game will be influence the personality of the child.
Okay, so the nature of the game a child plays would influence his personality. Okay,
Exactly.
thank you, Mr. Bishop. Now that is a bit clear. Mr. Verdi, please, what will be your position on question number 4? How do you think the kind of game a child plays influences his personality?
The kind of game that that can influence a child or his personality is like for instance, how do you call it? Martial arts. I don't know if you know that game. That game can make a child make him know how to control himself, how to be able to control himself anytime he can be attacked, or I don't know, anytime is for instance, when it is at school, he can be attacked with people in the school, and instead of fighting, he can decide not to fight because of what he learned from that I don't know how to say it. Let's say from that game, because we can use it as a game, art martial. So it can make him uh, be able to control himself anytime people try to attack him, or people want him to be fighting. Yeah, that's what I can say. That's the kind of game that can influence his personality.
Mr. Gundote, what will be your stand on question number 4? How can the kind of game a child play influences his personality? Probably if you have a child playing football, the game soccer on his TV, do you think it will influence his personality to play football? Can you give us your view on question number 4?
Okay, sir. Thank you. According to me, I think playing game can have two kind of influence on the child, on the personality, positively influence or negatively influence. But if I take the example you gives me, playing football game on television, I don't know his influence on the child, but what I want to say is the child can be influenced by what they watch or they play like game. If you don't choose them, or if you don't guide them about the game that they need to play, you can see your child have a bad personality, a bad character, or having to a good character. This make personality, and it can be positively and it can be negatively.
So what would be the positive and what would be the negative?
We have some games which are about which concern war.
War.
When you try to play it every time, it can change you in your mind, make you very aggressive, meaning you are on attack every time, and in every situation, your what you can say will be reflect a war action.
And which one will be the positive
Which one
game that
is
would
negative influence?
So don't you have positive influence?
Yes, one positive influence is what about we are talking like develop mind, help the children discover other things about the earth, about his knowledge.
With knowledge. Okay. Thank you very much. But don't mute your microphone. You're taking the last one. How can people, people like to play games. Someone can spend the whole day playing game. They will not go eat. They will not learn any new thing. They are just playing game all the time. How do you think someone who is addicted to playing video games could be helped? How do you think we can help that person?
Okay, according to me, the first thing we need to do is to help him to know everything about the video games. Like we can teach them about it. My friend, you see, video games can help you to do this one, these two, those things, but he can also destroy your life. You can play game every time, every day. It's not possible. You need to learn other things. You need to do another things. We need to work in this life to provide means for everything we need to do. And I don't think that you can have it in playing video games every time. It's not possible. We need to teach this man, this person, that people to help them to change her mind. And video games can be once a time, once a day, or once a week. I don't know.
So once.
Once.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. Mr. Hundote, you'll be our rapporteur for today. Mr. Verdi, so what is your view on how to help someone who is quite addicted to playing video games?
Okay, to help someone to stop or to stop a video that which he is addicted, you can first of all you can which addicted to. You can first of all, for instance, if he likes playing that you have noticed that he does that every day, you can just decide to talk to him, like my brother was saying, can decide to talk to him, give him some advice that he should have a program. They should not do that every day. Like for instance, for Monday, you can give him a timetable that from that time to that time he can play, and then for the other time from the end of the other, let's say from 8 to to 12, he can play the game, and then from the 12 to to 4, he can decide to do something else, like create other activities for him to for him to not to be addicted to the game that to the very game that he is addicted to. Just decide to give him some program, a timetable for him to avoid that addiction.
Addiction.
Sorry. Addiction.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Doso, I believe you take your view on how to help someone who likes playing games.
Uh, at first,
Mm-hmm.
just stop the game, and secondly,
Mm-hmm.
because the addiction is not is depend of the source of and replace the game by the activity
Mm-hmm.
which alone also permit to develop some knowledge about the world. For me, it's the two solution.
You were breaking. Can you take? I want you to take your solutions again.
I can repeat.
Yes, I want you to repeat your solution again.
Okay, the first one, stop the game and
Mm-hmm.
replace the game by an activity which
Mm-hmm.
allow child to develop his mind and
Mm-hmm.
also allow to get a new knowledge.
Mm. You mean knowledge, non-knowledge. So you don't pronounce the K. You just.
Knowledge.
Mm. So
Okay.
uh, yourself, have you experienced a game addiction? Playing one particular game all the time? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
It's for me the addiction is not the problem. The problem is the nature of addiction.
Mm. So what if?
If the
Mhm. Yes, please. We are listening to you.
if the if I spend my time to play a cube game is not bad
Mhm.
at all.
Mm.
This kind of game permit to develop my mind for another thing.
Mm. So now you're talking about an addiction in a good way.
Yes,
What about an addiction in a bad way?
for me the addiction is with the bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the source of addiction. So the bad game,
Mm-hmm.
and after it will be difficult to to spend your time to do nothing. Right.
Mm.
It's why I propose to replace this bad game, but
Mm-hmm.
by the good activity.
Mm. So if there will be an addiction, it should be in a good way.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Mr. Verdi, please let me come back to you. Have you
Yes.
had any sort of game addiction, and
Yes.
how did you solve your?
Like like I was saying, I was addicted before to a game, and the game was the football game on the computer. I was I used to like football, playing football, soccer, and just I don't know how to say it. The thing is that it's because I was probably not doing something else. That's why I was addicted to that game. But I don't know. A few days or a few years later, it just I just felt like I didn't want to play. That I was not addicted to that game anymore. I don't know why. But the thing is that if I was addicted, it's because I was not doing something else. I was just I was not doing something else. I was just doing that. I was not going to school. I was not going anywhere. I was just doing that. That's why I was addicted. Sometimes you can be addicted because of without doing anything. Or when you don't have any activity at all, you can become addicted to a game. So as for me, I was addicted to that game playing is because I was not doing something else. It just came like that. It just disappeared. It's not that I needed an advice from friends or my parents.
Okay.
Just like that. Yeah, it just disappeared.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. So when you say you don't have anything doing, you mean leisure, okay? Leisure is when you have some free time, to do what you like to do or just rest, okay? Leisure, Leisure, okay? Mr. Hundote, let me come back to you. If you are to pick a particular game to learn how to play, which game would you like to pick and why?
Okay. Please, before answering your question, I want to know if watching television or movies is a game.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Game. Do you know we call it Ludo?
Yeah, Ludo.
Yes.
Ludo. Yes.
I can
Like to
choose
pick.
Ludo.
Why?
Why? Because when I see my friends take their time to play Ludo, I see how they play it, and according to me, it's not possible to know before the end who can win. And every people is on stress, and finally you see the winner, and he start laughing, crying, and enjoy the game. I like it, but I don't know why I didn't enter in a group to play with them. I don't have the time to.
So I believe now that you are watching how to play and you have a knowledge on how to play, you can one of these days try it, and you see that is very interesting. You
Okay,
also
thank
have
you,
the
sir.
opportunity to learn how to play chess. Okay, you can also learn. It is very good as well.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Verdi,
Yes, sir. I was
yes.
even thinking about that game chess. That
Uh-huh.
the game I was about even to mention that I like this game. I like the game that I can choose. I can choose a chess. I like this game because for me it makes you be smart.
Huh?
It makes you be smart. It makes you I don't know how to say uh, it makes you wise. It's a bit difficult for me to explain, but anytime I play games,
Mhm.
it makes you think. It makes you think before you can move.
Mm.
it makes you think before you can say something. I don't know if you are getting me, sir.
Yes, I'm getting
That's what I
that
like. That's why I like chess. It make you think, make you take your time before you can act, before you can make a decision, before you can take a decision. That's why I like chess. Make you think a lot, and that's good for your mind. That's very good for our mind. That's why I like it. Yeah.
So would you recommend chess to anybody?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Mr. Doso, Mr. Doso, are you with us? Hello, Mr. Doso?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Doso, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Great. So my question is, if you were asked to pick a particular game, which game will you pick and why?
Now I prefer the entertainment game.
The what?
Entertainment game. Because the job is very hard, and children also make some noise at home, but it's important to to have the game which permit to which permit to what I said to think about uh, another thing
You need to think about another thing.
in another way.
That's a very good one. I would say good afternoon once again, and then welcome to everyone else back to the main page. I believe we had some very fruitful discussions.
Yes, sir.
Right. Um, we would like to move forward on giving the summary or the reports from the activities in our various groups. So I believe Mr. Razak is available, and then the other monitors who are available to take the floor. So I would start with the plenary. The plenary, Mr. Hundote will give the proceedings in our group. So Mr. Hundote will take the first question.
Okay, thank you. The first question, we said that we like playing games. That is why that is the answer that we gave to the first question. We like playing game. Mr. Samuel, is it okay or?
Yes, so we like playing game, and then why we like playing games.
Okay, we like playing games because we said that it develops mental psychology, and games help us to build a personality, and it helps us to develop our mind and to develop our mind. That is the reason we gave to this answer.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hondote, for giving us the proceedings for the plenary. Mr. Razak, please, if you're available, please you take the floor and let your repertoire give us the proceedings on questions 2 and 3. Questions 2 and 3.
Okay, thank you. The representative of my group will be Mr. AD. If you are around, take the floor and answer to the question. I think 2 and 3, you said.
Yes, please. 2.
Okay. So, Mr. AD, you have the floor for answer to the questions 2 and 3. Thank you. Now, Mr. AD, okay. If Mr. AD is not there, Madame Bru, I'm giving you the floor. Madame Bru, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so give them the answer we gave for question 2 and question 3. Thank you.
And the question 2 said that, what do you take into account while choosing a game? The response is that we look at for the advantages and your thing that you need. I don't take I don't take note for the all response because I think that Mr. did that we do it. So I haven't the answer of all group. But for question 3, do you think it's important to play games? We said that yes, it's very, very important. And why is that playing game give us a good health. It develop, it reduce the stress, and it give a good, it give us many advantages. One of advantages is the self-control. If you choose karate, it reduces again the risk of cardiovascular disease. So we said that it's very important to do game.
All right, thank you, Madame Bru. This will be all from my group as far as the 2 questions are concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. That was a very good one. I believe the next group will be Madame Geraldine. And Geraldine, please, can you let your repertoire take questions number 4 and 5, please? Questions 4 and 5.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Samuel. The reporter of our group is Mr. Marcel. So, Mr. Marcel, if you are here, kindly on your mic and give us the answers of question 4 and 5. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. About the question 4, which is about how can the kind of games a child playing influence his personality. Our principal to answer, we can say that games can influence child's personality. If a child plays every time if a child plays loves a lot of games about violence, it is possible that he will be a violent person when he will be will grow up. And the second case,
we can say that games help parents to anticipate future job of the child. If a child loves a lot of games about number, parents can anticipate that this child will be good in mathematics or physical job, and we can help them to choose a good series and option when we have his A level baccalaureate. About the last question, how can we help someone that is addicted to video games? Okay, about that, we can advise him that working is very important in this world. The second, we can advise him to change his environment and go to cinema to see or to play another games. And the last question, last answer, it is that the advising about working is very important, or choose another games can help him to improve his knowledge, to discover another games, another knowledge, another connaissance, to improve his environment and so. That are our answers.
And so on and so forth. Okay, so on and so forth, or you can say etc. Okay,
etc. Okay, etc.
etc. Okay. So I believe these were the groups we had the discussions in, and then these are the answers from them. And I believe everybody was able to contribute and make progress with their speaking and listening with English. So as we all know, the last activity will be to go down to vocabulary. Okay, vocabularies that are connected to playing games or that are connected to learning. So Mr. Razak will be taking the vocabulary. So the technical team will make the vocabularies available for Mr. Razak to take the floor. Please make sure you have your pens and your pencils and your notebooks to be able to write some expressions in the vocabulary section. Thank you. Mr. Razak, you can take the floor now.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. As you can all see on your screen, we are at the vocabulary session. And the first expression we're going to talk about today is to give the game away. Give the game away, which means to tell a secret, especially by accident. I can take an example. Your friends are organizing a surprise birthday party for you. And then while talking, one didn't know, I just gave the game away. So the surprise party is no more a surprise party because you are already informed. Give the game away to tell the secret, especially by accident. The next one is to play at that game. This expression is used to tell somebody who has played a trick on you that you can do the same thing to them. In other words, just to tell the person what the person did to you, you can also do it to them, like taking a revenge. The third one is game misconduct. Game misconduct is a situation in which a player is not allowed to continue the game as punishment but can be replaced by another player. And this you can usually, you can easily find it in football matches where they have yellow carton, red carton, and so on and so forth. Yeah, technical assistance for the next page, please. All right. The fourth one is gamesmanship. Gamesmanship, this is the ability to win games by making your opponent less confident and using rules to your advantage. I repeat, gamesmanship is the ability to win games by making your opponent less confident and using rules to your advantage. We usually do this in Scrabble. You create a word, you don't even know it exists, but you continue trying to make your opponent that this is real, and then you continue the game after. The fifth one is what's your game? What's your game? In other words, what is your game? This is used to ask why somebody is behaving as they are. Okay, maybe you are in your room watching TV and your children start shouting. That instead of saying, what's your problem? Or why are you doing this? You can just say, what's your game? And the last expression of the day will be a game show. Game show is a television program in which people play games or answer questions to win prizes. A very good illustration of this expression is, I don't know if you know that famous game show, Qui veut, no, we have,
Qui veut gagner des millions?
exactly, thank you.
Okay.
We also
yes,
have a question point champion.
yes, sir.
For sure, when it is all about French, I don't remember, but if it is English, I do remember very well. Thank you for following. This will be all in terms of expression related to game. And I hope you will use them very often so that you don't forget. Thank you.
Thank you too, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Razak. I'm sure Mr. Verdi likes to use the gamemanship when he's playing chess. He likes to intimidate his opponent. So, so Mr. Verdi, I will set a match for you, you and then Mr. Oga. You battle out who will be the champion in chess.
Oh my
I
God!
don't get
Seriously?
you. I don't get you,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, I don't get you.
Mr. Verdi, I'm saying I'll set a match for you and Mr. Oga to battle
Okay.
out on who is the best when it comes to chess.
Please,
Okay.
kindly make it live. I don't want to miss it.
Sure.
No problem,
It will be on
sir.
Sopodiva Live, so you'll be able to follow.
Okay, sir.
So please, those who are interested in knowing who will be the winner, you follow the next version of the Virtual English Club. Wednesday, 11th November will be live 12 p.m. Various countries like Benin, Nigeria will be 1 p.m. In Mali, Togo, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Niger will still be 12 p.m. If you're in Canada, US, France, you can still join us. Please tell a friend to learn English because definitely it is one of the general languages in the world and it is moving fast to other parts of it. As you can see, even the country Rwanda, which was a francophone state, is now an anglophone state because they know the importance of English. I would say thank you very much for being able to make it. It was a very good moment for today because we added a new session to our virtual club and hopefully we would see each other come Wednesday. Bye-bye to everybody.
Bye-bye too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, sir.